and welcome to the White Rose Crafts YouTube channel. My name is Lynn, and I want to do a quick flip through of the mini scrapbook that I created to basically showcase some of the very mini photos that I take of my dogs. So in my June design team haul video, you might have seen that I picked up a lot of pet themed items. So lots of stamps, some dies, even this gorgeous embossing folder. So it's all available at the White Rose Crafts online shop. I'll leave links to everything in the description box below if you're curious to check out any of these products. And I also used 3 different 6x6 pattern paper packs for decorating my pages. So the reason why I'm calling this a mini scrapbook is because the measurements are 6 3/4 wide by 6 1/4 high, and that gives me plenty of space for the wire loop binding that I did with my cinch, and this is a 1/2 inch binding loop. And I also, the reason why I chose those dimensions, because I cut my pages down from 120-pound weight cardstock, and that way I get to use 6x6 papers in full. So kind of similar to if you were doing a 12x12 scrapbook, you would use a full 12x12 sheet of pattern paper. So that's why I'm calling this mini, because it's a nice efficient use of 6x6 papers, but it's a nice small canvas. So I don't have to feel quite as intimidated by working on a larger scale page. And I can still make really efficient use of some of these gorgeous 6x6 papers. So some of these are from, let's see, so there are 3 different paper pads that I use. One is Scrapberry, It's a Wonderful Life. I have a Bo Bunny pack called, I think it's called Believe Collection. And then I have a Lawn Fawn Simply Plaid, I think. And so I've kind of mixed and matched a little bit of all of them. And this is just photo mats that I've cut down from white cardstock. They are cut to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it's perfect for 3x4 photos. I have a Canon selfie printer that prints up to 4x6. So what's cool about it is that you can use like a collage program, photo editing program, and you can actually print 2 3x4 photos on each 4x6 sheet of photo paper. So this is going to be really perfect for printing out photos of my pups. And it's a nice matte. You can still see the white, so it kind of offsets the photo from the background paper. And then I've just put on some photo corners so that it's easy to kind of fill this photo album later, and I can just slip the photos in. For areas like these where I've got something that overlaps, I've left it so that it's not attached underneath, so I can still slide this photo under there, and it just creates a nice little kind of just breaks the border a little bit, makes it a little bit more interesting. So by keeping the supplies rather limited, so basically I stuck to the stamps, the die set, and then I just picked a couple of different shaped dies, like this tag die, this little tag die here too, and shaped dies like these for die cutting the sentiment. And that way it just, is, I don't have a lot of different things to choose from, because I think for me that gets to be overwhelming. So if I just start with like a small set of things and I just work from that, the pages may end up being, more simple, but at least it's complete. And I think for me, that's a good first step, is to actually, complete a scrapbook. So I have tutorial videos on how I created this mini scrapbook on my channel, which is LV Handcrafted here on YouTube, and I have it split in 3 different parts. So the first part, I create this layout, and this layout. So these 4 pages are in part 1. The next 4 pages are in part 2. And then in part 3 is when I do the covers and when I bind it. So this scrapbook isn't complete, so I just wanted to get a start on it this month, and then I've left myself. Normally, I probably wouldn't bind this until all of my pages were completely decorated, but I did want to film a video of showing how to bind. So I left myself some pages, some blank pages. I still think it's going to be, especially the way I've been doing it, where I'm not adhering anything right to the edge of where it's being bound. So I think it's still going to be perfectly easy to decorate it, even though it's already bound. But I did leave a few blank pages so I can continue to work on this next month. And then I have my last page here, which I kept pretty simple. This is just, again, 120-pound heavyweight cardstock, but I did line it in full with some lightweight, it's like 65-pound colored cardstock, kind of like the front. And the front is also really simple as well. So this was an embossing folder, which I love the sentiment. It says, "A house is not a home without paw prints." And it's got the little puppy. And this is from Doris. There's also a cat version as well. So I didn't check before I started filming this, but at the time when I chose my goodies for June, both embossing folders were still available, the cat version and the dog version. And then this was a Crafter's Companion die that cuts out the little paw prints. It's not exactly the perfect size for the embossed paw print, but I actually kind of like the look of layering the two. So it just adds a little bit of dimension, but it kind of calls out that paw print a little bit more. I thought about maybe using it again here, but I think just having the one keeps it nice as a focal, like a spot accent. And so that's my finished mini scrapbook. So I've already got a pretty good head start. I think that's about half, and I still have maybe probably the same number of pages, maybe a little bit more to go. So looking forward to I'll probably decorate the rest of the pages, and then I'll choose my photos to fill it. And which is kind of, I was a little bit opposite from what I was starting out thinking would be my approach, because I thought I might pick my photos first and then design the layout according to that photo to really, match or kind of bring out whatever accents or whatever's going on, activity is going on in the photo. But then I thought, I think I'd rather just have like 2-page layouts, almost like how I treat my art journaling, where I just have the nice 2-page layout that looks good and is coordinated with each other. Because a lot of the photos I take of my dogs are pretty close up, just them making funny faces or doing funny things. And so there's not going to be a lot of kind of environment in the background to have to match it to. So I didn't think it would be too terribly important to, because plus all of the colors are just so bright anyways. And so I think, whatever is going on in the photo is going to work okay with these backgrounds. So I didn't use all of the pattern papers, far from it, in fact, because there are 3 different pattern papers I was pulling from. And so there's still plenty of papers left to finish decorating the rest of this mini scrapbook. And it's a really nice size, I think. So I might actually this might be another sort of kind of gift idea or alternative to a mini album, because it does come together really quickly since the binding is so easy with the cinch and the wire loop binding. It's it takes 2 minutes to bind it. So I might actually, well, this one I will keep for myself for sure, but now that I've seen and have had experience putting one together like this, I kind of like the idea of creating an album that I can gift, that's bound with loop binding. So I think I'll be making more of these in the future. Thanks so much for joining me. Again, if you want to actually see how the process for creating these pages, pop on over to my channel. I should have already left some links in the upper right hand corner, but if you missed those, I'll link to at least part 1 at the end of this video. Thanks again. If you like the videos on this channel, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell so you know when new videos get posted. Thanks so much. Until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.